Hello, welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking on the topic of deleting someone from your reality. Can you do it? That is what we are going to be talking about today, so stick around. My name is Hedley Derenzie. I am a qualified life coach and author, and I'm super passionate about the amazing teachings of the law of assumption as originally taught by the great American mystic Neville Goddard. It is the stories that we tell that create our life. So if you want to change any part of your life, then you need to start by changing the story. And if you want to create the most amazing life, then you need to know how to tell the most amazing stories, and that is where these teachings can help. And that is why I am here. If you would like further support with telling yourself better stories so that you can experience a different reality in any area of your life, I am available for one-to-one coaching. I also have a free 21-day Set Yourself Up with the Ultimate Self-Concept course, which is available for instant access right now. Or if you just want to stay connected, I am on Instagram. Those details are below with all the other details in the box below, so check that out. Okay, let's get into it. So today we are talking on the topic of deletion, in particular, deleting someone from your reality. Can you do it? And the reason that I wanted to make this video is because, one, I have been thinking about doing this video for quite some time, and then somebody asked a question on my channel as well, and I wanted to answer that question because this is a topic that it is part of the law of assumption, and it is definitely something that I have experienced in my own reality, my own movie, and it's a wonderful tool to have because really you are not only the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie, you are also the casting director. You're also the stage designer and you're the audience. Like, you are all the players in your movie. In answer to that question, absolutely. You can delete someone from your movie and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You don't have to write a horrible story for them. And in fact, definitely do not do that. We will talk about how to remove someone from your reality. Just to start off with the basics as a reminder to all of us, including myself, and that is imagination is what creates your reality. So whatever stories, whatever assumptions that you're making in consciousness, they are going to get pushed out and reflected back in your reality. Reality follows imagination. It doesn't precede it. We have been taught to place the value of our attention onto reality. So much of the world that we live in, we have set up to be the opposite to the way it is. So we can have the experience of remembering who we truly are, which is God, which is imagination. You are not a victim to your reality. You are the cause of it. And if you want to change anything in your reality, you go within. You go into consciousness, and that is where you do all of your work. That is where you do all of your creative imaginings, whether it's creating or revising or recreating, or it doesn't matter, whatever it is, you do it all in consciousness. That is your playroom. That is where I do all my creative imaginings, and that is where I do all my work in relation to the experience that I'm having in my reality. So anything that shows up as unfavorable, I'm like, oh cool, that's something I got to work with. So I go in, I work with my consciousness, I rewrite the story, I align to the new state of consciousness that I want to experience, and I use a bunch of different techniques depending on my mood. Like, there's no rules to how you get to where you need to get to in consciousness. It's whatever works for you. So when it does come to your characters, that's the first point. They are all characters in your movie. So all the people showing up in your movie, they are your support characters. You have cast them, and they are there because you're allowing them to be there. You are writing the script for them to be there. And there's another video that I'll link, which is Everyone is Here to Help You. So everyone in your movie is here to help you. Somebody who is here to help you directly, that is generally somebody favorable in your life, and you want to keep those people in your life. Then you have the people who are helping you indirectly, and they're usually the ones who are not so favorable. So they're showing up in disguises that we are resisting or rejecting, but in fact what they're doing is they're helping us see a part of ourselves that we're not accepting within ourselves, because all of this process is a process of awakening. We are here to awakening to the gods that we already are and have always been and always will be, and we are doing it in physical form. We are all the characters. So we never want to judge or condemn, but we do, because we're human and we're in the process of awakening. So that's all part of the human experience, and we all have our patterns that we've set up so that we can have the experience that we're having in this particular reality. So your characters in your reality are there. They are cast by you. You are the casting director, and you're the script writer. So they're showing up according to the script that you're writing, and they they will be reflecting back the story that you're holding about you and the story that you're holding about them. If there is somebody unfavorable in your movie, you can remove them. Not everyone has to be in your movie. It's like any movie, any script writer. Sometimes the characters have, you know, they've played their part, they've done their job, they've served their purpose. It's time to move on. See you later. Like, it's totally okay to remove someone from your movie. However, there's a way to do it. And Neville will say, do not discard anyone. This is not about discarding anyone from your movie. This is simply about recognizing that you are the creators of your movie. You are the one who gets to decide who's in your movie and who isn't. And if you want to write somebody out of your movie, you're absolutely entitled to do that. This is your movie. You're the star of it. You're everything. So you can do whatever the hell you want. So yes, you can write somebody out of your movie, but there is a way to do it. We do not want to discard anyone. We don't want to reject anyone, because essentially we're just discarding and rejecting ourselves. And whatever we try and discard and reject in ourselves is what's just going to keep showing up. So it won't work anyway if you try and just discard them. So the way to remove someone from your movie is to first understand why they are showing up. What is it in you that you are seeing in them? Or another way of saying it, what is in them that you are seeing that you don't like? That will show you what you are rejecting in yourself. So whatever you're rejecting in somebody else is what you're rejecting in yourself. And usually those are the qualities that we just simply cannot accept exist within us. Let's say somebody's being really mean to you and you're like, I could never be that. I'm not cruel. I'm a really nice, kind person. Well, in fact, that cruelty does exist in you. Otherwise it wouldn't be showing up in your reality. So you want to accept that cruelty does exist within you. You have the potential to be cruel. Doesn't mean you have to go out and be cruel. Doesn't mean you ever will. It just means the potential for that quality exists within you, because we are all the colors of the rainbow, and whatever we don't accept is what's going to show up in somebody else. And so you want to accept all parts of the rainbow that are showing up in all of the characters. So if somebody's showing up in your reality that you don't like, what is it in them that you don't like? Accept that within yourself. Accept that you have that quality within yourself. You have the potential to act out that quality in yourself, and you've got to own it. You've got to acknowledge that it's there. And then what will either happen is that person will disappear, or you can simply remove them. But you have to get the lesson of why they're showing up first. And that is always something within you that you're not accepting in yourself. You have to accept all parts of yourself, because you're God. You are everything. And so whatever you're rejecting is like, that's the process of awakening, is accepting everything into consciousness. And then when you accept that into consciousness, then you have a choice. You can say, if you're going to be a kind person or a cruel person, if you know that you have the capacity for both, well, I'm going to choose kindness. But if you don't accept you have cruelty within you, it is going to show up in the people and the players in your reality. So this is about awakening. This is about accepting all parts of ourselves. I want to give you a personal example. So sometime last year, I was working in my old job, which I no longer work at. And then I go into work one day and there's a girl there who I haven't seen before, and she is my height. She is like, we are on par. And she also looks a little bit like me. Like, I was kind of like, whoa, kind of, this girl was, she looked a lot like me, and we were exactly the same height. And I was just like kind of blown away, because I don't usually meet people that are like almost like a mirror reflection. I was a little bit taken aback, and we were actually partnered together on this particular shift. And then someone, of course, came up and was like, oh my God, like you two are like the same height. That's amazing. And she went, oh, no way. I'm nowhere near as tall as her. Like, she's way taller than me. I don't look anything like her. And oh my God, I was so hurt. Like, I don't know why it's just gone so dark, but I actually could not pull myself together on the shift. I actually left because I just couldn't handle it. Like, it was just I was so hurt. And I ended up catching up with a good friend of mine, and I told her the story because I was so in reactive mode. I was aware of law of assumption at this point, but I was just not conscious in that. I was in very much reactive mode. And my girlfriend said, oh, so she's a perfect reflection of you. And I went, well, yeah, but I would never be that rude. Like, I would never say that to anybody, especially somebody who looked like me, who was like, you know, could have been twins. I would never. And she goes, no, you might have not said it to anyone, but you do it to yourself all the time. And I just went, boom. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it was the perfect reflection of what I have done to myself about my height my entire life. She brought this to the surface, and my friend kindly, beautifully pointed that out, what I couldn't see. While I did learn that this was me doing it to me, I thought, okay, so now I don't need to do that to myself anymore, so I'm writing that character out of my script, out of my movie. It's not a bad thing. You're just literally writing somebody out of a script. They no longer need to be in your movie anymore. It's not like I'm wishing her harm or anything like that, and that is definitely not what this is about. I was like, I don't need this character in my movie. Never saw her again. Then I'd forget about it, and then I'd be like, wow, like I really haven't seen her again. Like she really did disappear. Then one day I woke up and I just couldn't get her out of my head. I was just like, I almost couldn't believe that I had deleted her from my movie, that it had worked. And then I just knew, because I was thinking about it and focusing on her, I was like, oh shit, like I'm going to bring her in. And sure enough, I walked into work and I knew it. I knew it. She was there and she was on my shift and we were partnered together again. Same thing happened. Somebody walked behind us and said, oh my God, you guys are like the same height. And she went, oh, no way. And she was actually different this time. She was very complimentary, but it was also reflecting back the new story that I had about myself. I don't know why the light's changing on this. Sorry about that. So I went back into my consciousness after work and I revised the story. And again, I just thought, you know what? She's not a character that I enjoy having in my movie. And then I revised the situation and I deleted her from my movie. And then I heard that she quit and that was it. And I've never seen her again. And I know I never will, because it's really like it's done. Now that I know what I know, I'm the creator and I'm the scriptwriter and the casting director of my movie. And I get to choose who are the characters I have in my movie and who didn't. And I've also done it with a few other people as well. I've done it with a couple of specific people because of the negative story I've had around relationship. When I remove someone from my movie, I always do the work first. I always revise. I learn about what it is that they're reflecting in me that I'm not seeing and accepting in myself. And so I welcome that in myself. And then I revise any unfavorable outcomes that I've had with them. And then I remove them, because that's okay. You can totally do it. So you can remove someone from your reality, but do not discard anyone without first understanding what it is they're showing up in you and what it is you're rejecting in yourself first, because that's why they're there. And if you don't do it, you can remove them, but that will show up in somebody else. So you're just like, it'll be a different face, same game. So you always want to do the work in consciousness first. Also, just the point that I want to make, you never, ever want to wish harm on anyone, because you are simply wishing harm on yourself, and whatever you wish on others will come back on you. Never, ever wish any harm on anyone. If you want somebody out of your movie, write them the best possible script that you can write them outside of your movie, like write them sort of riding off into the sunset with the love of their life. And if you're in a state of consciousness where you feel good, then that is okay for them to leave the movie. If you're holding on to resentment or you're hating on them, then you haven't let them go. You haven't, like, it's not done. You haven't completed the reason that they've shown up in your reality, because they are you. So if you're hating on them, then you're hating on yourself. If you're wishing them harm, you're harming yourself. So never, ever do that. Simply write them out. If you've learned what you need to learn, they've served their purpose, you're complete, you feel complete, and you no longer wish them in your movie, send them on their way, write them into another script somewhere else, and write them having their best possible life. It's okay to not want to have certain characters in your movie, but do it properly. Do not discard anyone, as Neville would say. Please remember, you are the creators of your reality. You are the superstar of your show. You are the producer, the writer, the director, and the actor in your movie. What you assume to be true will be so. So assume the best for you and assume the best for everyone in your movie too, and you will have an amazing life. This is my wish for you. Thank you for listening. If you found this video useful, please feel free to like, comment, and share with family and friends. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.